have a question for you. How many strings does a ukulele have? Hi, I'm Mr. C and welcome to Ukulele Rocks. Did you answer my question? How many strings does a ukulele have? Well, normally 4. Did you say 4? I'm sure you did. But today's video is all about a few exceptions to the rule. Some instruments with more than 4 strings. Hang on a minute. I know what you're saying. You're saying you said more than 4 strings. This is still 1, 2, 3. But this is a clever instrument because this has got a different set of 4 strings on it. Instead of having our usual and then our usual 4th string of G, this has got a slightly different set of strings on it. This has got what you call a low G tuning. So we have this low metallic string. You can see it looks a bit shiny silver there in the camera. So this one does sound a little bit different. So, 4 strings. Should we get on to the proper stuff? What comes after 4? 5! Yes, 5! Now, the good trick with all these instruments as the strings get more is look at the top. At the top are the tuning pegs. These are sort of very fancy ones. They're facing sideways, they're facing sort of backwards, so they're a bit hard to see. And if you count the tuning pegs, well, there's always a string attached to each tuning peg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I show you in the camera, you can see on my lovely Carla 5-string ukulele, it's got a beautiful back. Look at that. Beautiful, shiny. It's got 2 strings very close together. Now you don't play them individually, you play them one at a time. You play them both together, and again sounds a little bit different. And those 2 strings have both got the same name. They're both called G, but they're a little bit apart in the musical sort of alphabet, in the musical scale. There's one G that's down here and another G that's up here. Listen, here's the low G and the high G. Low G, high G, high G. 5 strings. And of course, after 5 comes 6. Now, guitars, you may know, have got 6 strings, and this ukulele, it's a very clever Ashbury ukulele, has got 6 strings. You can see again the 6 tuning pegs, but not like a guitar. They're not again played individually. Some of the strings are played together. So on this we have 2 A strings, both sound the same, 1 E string, 2 C strings, and then we've got that 8 notes apart thing. Listen, high C, low C, high C, low C, and then we've got 1 low G. So all together, quite jingly jangly. After 6 comes 7, of course. But I'm afraid you don't get 7-stringed ukuleles. Shame, really. And talking of 8 strings, here's an 8-string ukulele. And lots of counting of tuning pegs this time. You can see on the back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tuning pegs and 8 strings. Now this means that every single string is doubled, but again they do sound a little different. So the A string, first of all, sound the same. E string, sound the same. C string, and again they've done that low and high, high, low, high, low, and the G, high, low, high, low. And this, I always think, is very much like another instrument that's kind of related to the ukulele family, but a little bit older, called a mandolin. Hang on a minute. Not a ukulele, but this is what a mandolin looks like. And you can see it's not very clear because these have got very thin metal strings on. You can see these strings are set in 2s on a mandolin, and all mandolins are like that. They all have strings set in 2, or they call them courses of strings. And very quickly, just not a mandolin video, but does sound a bit different. Anyhow, enough of mandolins, back to the ukulele. Oh, that's better. Here we go. Back with the 8-string ukulele. This is an 8-string Baton rouge ukulele. It's lovely, it's really nice. I like this one. It does sound quite a lot like our mandolin that we just heard, especially if you do a little bit of a change of technique. If you try playing it like this, maybe you could play it very rapidly. Quite a mandolin style. But again, it's still a nice instrument. Now, can we get any higher than 8 strings? Well, there's a 12-string guitar, but what about ukuleles? Now, how about this? A few years ago, a company called Ortega brought this amazing instrument out, and this is called a double neck ukulele. Now, you've been able to get double neck guitars for many years, but this is the first factory produced, mass produced double neck ukulele, and it's got 4-string ukulele on the bottom, and on the top it's got our 8-string ukulele, nearly in tune. So kind of, is it a 12-string ukulele? Well, it could be a 12-string ukulele, I suppose. It's a ukulele with 12 strings, but again, you can chop and change between them. You've got to be a bit quick. And there we go. So with our rather special Ortega double neck ukulele, we'll end there today. But here's a few questions. Can you think of any other instruments that have got strings and might get more and more strings in their family? How many strings has a violin got? How many strings has a guitar got? I did mention it earlier in the video, but has it always got that amount of strings? Can you find out? I'll give you a little clue. If you look at electric versions of these instruments, violin, the guitar, you'll find that you will see lots of differences and lots of variety in the number of strings. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra!